One of my mentors, Jay Meziot, when I was in the nightclub business, I had progressed from one nightclub. We had this nightclub in Raleigh, North Carolina. It was actually in Durham next to Duke University called Parazod. And it was one of the first. I started out with a little teeny nightclub. In fact, I actually started out doing nightlife at my house. I had this little apartment. I'll never forget it. It was on Lime Bay Lane. And so I had this Lime Bay Lane, and I was like, you know what? I'm good at promoting. I can get a lot of people. So I love the UFC. I was doing MMA. I've done martial arts stuff for a long time, and I was doing MMA, and I was like, I'm going to invite all my MMA friends, and let's watch. This is back UFC, like whatever. There's so many UFCs. Now it's like UFC 6,342. This is like UFC whatever, 50 or something. And I said, guys, come over to my house. We're going to watch the fight. But I didn't have much money. So when they all came over, I had a TV, I shit you not, that was like this big. They were pissed. It was like 10 guys trying to look at this little fight. So I had a roommate, I was like, named Navon. I'm like, Navon, I'm going to do this again. There's another UFC fight in a month. But we need a bigger TV. What's up, everybody?
What's up?
Zach,
We got that egg drop top.
what happened to your hair?
Don't ask that on the phone.
On the phone?
What's wrong with you? I'm just gonna start doing that, filming people and ask them, what's wrong with you?
Look at my hair. It's not any better, man. We both look like we got hit by a hurricane. What happened? Why didn't you tell me my hair looks like this? It looks like Johnny Bravo.
Johnny.
It looks like you. You look like Barbara Streisand right now with
Barbara Streisand.
the sweater and stuff. One thing I've noticed is when I'm paying, look how many plates we ordered here. We got 600 plates. Yep. Man. Know how to take advantage of the boss, huh? How's everybody doing? Good day? Yes. What does your fortune say?
It's kind of odd. It says, please send help. I am stuck in a Chinese cookie factory.
Now, Beautiful Mind, I like more. Hard again. Look at them loading up. Let me see how much stuff. Yeah, look at these freeloaders. Look at that. Loaded. You know how we roll. We got a private theater all to ourselves. How's everybody doing? Hey! Can I get a whoop? Zach! I'll never forget. We rented a Rent-A-Center TV. It was $300, and I remember being like, $300, man. This is gonna be. I don't know if I can swing this. But me and Navon were like, well, we'll ask people volunteer to pay. We'll order pizza and we'll ask them to volunteer 10 or 20 bucks. So I did that, and like 30 people came, and on average put in 20 bucks. So it was $600. So after I paid the pizza and the TV, I like made $100, and I was like, yeah, okay. So then the next one we did one, and so many people came because I told people to invite their friends that the apartment complex got mad. I had a little apartment. I think 120 people came, and this is like a little 2-bedroom 800 900 square foot place. So I go, all right, next evolution, right? I didn't even have a video like this guiding me, but the next thing I did, I asked my friend. I had been to this little place. It was called Verde. It was a teeny little club. But it wasn't too teeny. It probably hold 150 people, maybe 200 at a time. So I go to the owner. His name was Giorgio Bataxias. I forget how I met him. I think a friend of a friend's like, go talk to Giorgio. He opened this new place called Verde. Go there. So I go to this place. I said, Giorgio, can I use this? I'll bring like 200 people. He goes, all right, Ty, if you pay for the DJ, I'll let you keep the door cost, keep the door, and I'll keep the money from the bar. Because I didn't have a liquor license, but legally I could take the door. That was mine. This is where I still didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't have any bouncers. So when people came to the door of Verde to my event that night, I had like my friend Herman, who's like a skinny dude, be like $10, and guys would be like, fuck you, and just keep walking by. So we made no money that time because Herman wasn't tough enough to keep people out. That's why I started getting a whole bunch of big guys to work for me, because it's a lot better when a big ass dude goes, give me the $10 or I'm gonna throw your ass out. So that first one, I made no money. But then the second one, I started to figure it out. So I made my mistake small. Always make your mistake small. Don't make $18 million and then make your mistake then. Lose 18 million. So I made that small mistake. The next one was big, and it was so big that the owner Giorgio came to me and he said, I got a restaurant next door. This one holds 500 people. You want to use that one? So I took over that one. Now you get 500 people paying you $20 at the door. How much do you make? $10,000 cash. So I graduated from that. Remember, back then, $1,000 was like a mind-blowing sum of money for me. All of a sudden, make 10 G's cash. I remember being in the back with Herman, and we were like, pretend we were like Godfather, like Pacino, and we were like, we'd stack it up. Like, never seen 10 grand back then. So, again, we went from there to completely packed out that place. A senator lived above that building, and he got pissed, and I was the saddest day of my life up to that point. I promoted that shit and got good at being, you know, if you're faithful with a little, you'd be entrusted with more. I took that 500 person place, and it was the hottest party in all of North Carolina. People would come from 2 hours away. Everybody wanted in that party. And I told Herman one day, I said, I'm gonna up the door price to $100. Now we let women in free. Pretty women in free. All women, okay? I'm not gonna discriminate against women, but that's probably breaking some law, but this was a long time ago. I got my lawyer here, but I think it's actually legal to charge men and women differently. Most clubs do it. So all of a sudden, all these pretty women would come in. We let them in, and all these dudes at the door, we just upped the price from 20 to $100. And I was like, no one's gonna pay. And people just started whipping out $100 bills, and I was like, that one of the happiest days of my life, because I had promoted that night so well. It was first Friday. It was the first Friday of the month. That there was a 1 block line of people. I did the math. I was gonna make $100,000 cash in about 30 minutes. There was at least 1,000 people waiting in line. So this is where it became sad. You make your mistakes small. I'm sitting there counting my money before I even have it. I remember being like, 100 grand. This is what I'm gonna do with it. I'm gonna buy this, that, I'm gonna take vacation. Here comes this truck. Pulls up. A guy comes out, looking a little official, with 2 other guys with him. He walks up to the door and goes, where's the dude running this thing? And I was like, proud, like, that's me. He goes, hi, I'm the fire marshal. How many people can you have in on this place? And I think the sign said 450. And he goes, how long is that line? How many people in that line? I was like, I don't know. I pretended I didn't know. I figured out it was like 1,000 outside. They weren't in yet. They weren't in. He goes, here's the deal. I'll never forget. He was eating a sandwich doing this to me. He goes, my 2 guys with me, they're hungry. I'm gonna go to Subway. If I come back here and you let all those people in, I'm gonna put you in handcuffs and put you in jail. And I was like, he goes, I'm gonna go through the whole place and count. I was like, motherfucker. In my head, I was like, yes sir, I didn't want to go to jail. So I let in whatever the amount was, 450 people, exactly. Probably made $45,000, I don't remember how much, cash, and just watched $55,000 go in their car and drive off. So you know what I learned? Get a bigger venue. So I went to Giorgio, I said, you got any bigger restaurants? And him and his business partner Jay said, we got one in Chapel Hill by UNC. It's called Spice Street. Then I went to Spice Street, had double the capacity. Then I could have 600-800 people in a party at a time. So the point being is I went up step by step, and then I started having a huge event at that place legally and could make more money. So the moral of the story is, if I would have gone from my small place and tried to jump to Spice Street, which was a huge place, I would have made every one of those mistakes wrong. I wouldn't have had bouncers the first day, had 500 people show up and nobody pay because they all pushed their way through. I would have made that mistake. And that was expensive to throw that bigger event. I had DJ, it was more expensive. I would have lost 20 grand. I wouldn't have known how to promote as well. You know, I wouldn't, there's 9, 10 things. I wouldn't have understood fire code. And so the good news is when you slowly build your success, you have fun along the way. I had fun when I had 200 people at Verde. It was a lot of fun. 200 people parties are fun. I had fun at Parazod with 500 people. And I had fun at Spice Street with, you know, 800 people. So it's not like one was more fun than the other. Each one had their own adventures, but the beauty was I made money all along the way. I made my mistakes small, and if I could go back in time, I wouldn't do much different. I'd do a few things different, but step by step you get ahead. Are you rushing to get rich? All you're doing is rushing to trip and fall. That's what you're really doing. Don't be in a hurry to fall. Don't be like, I want to break my face on the stairs. Go slowly. You'll be fine. And the best, I'll end with this. Joel Salatin used to tell me, make haste slowly. I've had some people come work for me at a company and like, Tai, I'm coming to work for you because I'm gonna, you know, we got 29 people that I brought here, some of my office on a little business retreat in Palm Springs. I've had people come work for me. They're like, Tai, I'm coming to work for you because I want to learn how to do big things. 1 month in, they're like, wait a second, I'm not doing big things yet. I'm like, that's because you haven't earned the right. If I gave you something big, you would just create a big disaster. So make haste slowly. That's what Joel Salatin is telling you. Make haste slowly, meaning be in a hurry, but be in a hurry slowly. And you see that in pro athletes, the best athletes, even when the most high pressure event, you know, Super Bowl is coming up. I'm giving away 2 Super Bowl tickets. Whoever, by the time you watch this, will probably be the Super Bowl. You see these quarterbacks who make amazing, game-winning, history-making plays. What does it say? They're like, time slowed down for me. I was able to think through. Anytime you see a quarterback or a soccer player or a basketball player who gets all frantic at the end, they're going to lose. All the champions, some of the greatest shots in history, were by people who settled down, relaxed, took a deep breath, and let the thing come to them versus just getting all frantic. And so when it comes to making money, people get frantic. They're like, Tai, I hate my life. I have no money. I got to learn how to make $1 million. I'm like, why? You only got to, if you make no money, figure out how to make 70,000. That'll feel like a lot more. And then figure out how to make 100,000. And then figure out how to make 150, then 200. If you go ahead every single day, if you never go backwards, and that's what I meant to say in this whole video. Finally got around to it. That Jay Meziot, that one of those restaurant owners that was a mentor, 20, 30 years older than me, he said, because one time I asked him, hey, we're at Spice Street. This is such a big place. It's a lot of stress sometimes to get enough people in it. Should I go back to Parazod, which is a smaller place? And he said, I'll never forget. He didn't say much. He turned to me and said, never go backwards. I never forgot that. Now sometimes when I'm overwhelmed and I'm doing big things, and I'm like, wow, it'd be easier to go back. Don't go backwards, but don't go forward too fast. Just, if you do that every single year of your life, 10 years from now, 5 years from now, you can be blown away where you are.